guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's look is this look right here. This gorgeous purple, pink, smoky eye situation. I love this look. It's so sultry, Lolita, sexy, you know. I posted on my Instagram the other day. A lot of you guys were interested to see this look and how I created it. So if you guys are interested to watch this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Also subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so. And don't forget to click the notification button. That will notify you guys when I post new videos each week. P.S. Do you guys like my new backdrop? Isn't it cute? All right, you guys, let's get into the video and let's do a little makeup. Have you guys ever had these monsters? I'm like full-blown addicted. 0 calories, 2 grams of carbs. Granted, it has a ton of random shiz in it, but it gives me energy and that's all that matters. For today's look, I decided to film the look that I posted on Instagram the other day. It was this gorgeous purple pink smoky eye, and I did a poll on my Instagram, which I will link below. If you guys haven't followed me yet, please follow me. But it got a lot of really good response. I had messages from you guys asking me to film the look, so I decided to film it for you guys today. So let's get started. All right, you guys, so I had to apply the foundation off camera because I was having some lighting issues and camera issues, and it's just one of those days. So I already applied my foundation. I used the Infallible Loreal Pro Matte Foundation today. Let's get started with the eyes. For this look today, we are gonna start out with a really pretty pink shade. That's gonna be our transition shade. That's what's gonna start out this really pretty smoky pink purple eye. So today I'm using the Dream Street palette. Big surprise, I've been using this a lot lately. But this is a very, very pretty pink coral kind of shade that will create that gorgeous kind of sunset transition in the eye. This color is called Spark, and I'm just picking that up with a Morphe M441 brush. It is a great blending brush if you are needing one. So I'm just going to apply that in the crease, and I am not being shy here. I am just going to go all the way back and forth. So I'm gonna just really try to buff that all over that top transition area, bringing it into the inner eye area as well. And anytime you're using like a really bright color like this, it is always good to take your time and really blend it, because you do not want any sort of harsh, crazy lines. You want the look to be very seamless. And make sure too that you're using a brush that is really good for blending, a more fluffy brush, but having it a little bit tapered is really good because you can kind of keep it in that crease area. But still, the fluffiness of the brush will allow you to really blend it, buff it out. So I'm going to now take the Huda Beauty Desert Dusk palette. This palette is the best. It has a lot of just really gorgeous, dramatic shades. A lot of purples, a lot of oranges. So for this look, I'm gonna pick up this kind of more packed brush. It is a Luxie brush, 231. It's tapered. And I'm going into this shade Oud, and it's just kind of a brown, chocolatey brown sienna color. And I'm gonna take that color and just focus it right on the outer corner here. And I'm just gonna buff that on the outer corner. And making sure not to grab too much product right off the bat. You kind of want to build it up. So you want to just focus that right on the outer corner and just start by packing it. And then I like to just start to buff it towards the middle of the eye but I do want to focus it right on that outer corner because we are going to put the color in the middle of the lid. So I am going to go for a more halo effect with that pink color that we used earlier. So what I'm going to do is take an eyeshadow brush. This doesn't have a name, it's just a simple flat eyeshadow brush, and using that pink color, I'm just going to apply it on the inner corner of the eye. So doing this like halo effect really just focuses the color, the brighter color in the center of the lid, which I will show you guys in just a moment. So for this look, I used a gorgeous purple shade from the Huda Beauty palette. It's this amethyst shade here. Really, really bright purple. And what I'm gonna do is apply it to the center of the lid, and then I will show you guys what I top it off with to give it that really pretty, sparkly look. So I'm using this Morphe M167 brush, just directly in the center here. So pretty. Now what I want to do is buff out that crease area because I want it to all blend together. I don't want there to be any harsh lines. So I'm just taking that brush I used earlier with the pink shade still on it and make sure everything's blended together. So now I want to top off that really pretty purple shade with a shimmer. I'm picking up this shade Retrograde shimmer that has kind of like a touch of green in it. It looks so beautiful. So I'm just going to pick that up on my finger and apply that right over top of the purple. Just adds that like pop of shimmer that like just takes the shadow to that next level. Okay, so we're gonna kind of just sit tight for a minute on the eyes. I'm gonna apply some concealer now, and then we'll get started on the lower lash line. So I'm picking up Tarte Shape Tape, the Huge in light medium, and I'm just gonna conceal these sleepy eyes. And I really want to look a little bit contoured for this look, so that's why I'm applying highlight, because I really want to look snatched. I'm going to blend that out with my Morphe sponge. It is my favorite. Make sure too that when you are blending out your concealer, that you are really pushing that into the skin, and also making sure that there isn't like too much of a harsh line of where that concealer stops and where your foundation begins. So sometimes, like if I find, oh, it's looking a little, you know, too much, I'll take my brush that I used earlier for my foundation and just buff that out to kind of make it more flawless looking, not so harsh of a line. Another thing too that you want to be careful of is never pick a shade of concealer that's too light for your skin. You don't want it to look white underneath the eyes. You do want it to be brighter, but when you get a color that's way too light for your skin, it just looks really harsh. It doesn't look more natural, I guess. So make sure when you pick a concealer, if you are more of the olive skin, you want to pick more of a concealer that has more medium olive tones in it, not super light neutral. So I see that often, and it can be fixed. You just have to make sure you're picking a concealer that's right for your skin tone. Now that I've applied the concealer, I'm going to bake a little bit. I'm going to take my Kat Von D Lock It setting powder with my beauty blender and just apply that right under the eyes. And I also apply it to my smile lines because I tend to get oily there and it creases super bad. So I'm just gonna apply that along the sides of the nose where I get oily and right underneath the eyes. Yes, I look crazy, but who cares? I'll let that sit for a minute. We're gonna bake a little bit, and I'm going to apply some bronzer. So I am going to use my Hoola bronzer, Go Figure, and a Morphe M523 brush. It's a little bit fluffy, but a little bit dense. What I'm gonna do with that is kind of try to contour a little bit. So I'm just gonna take that and apply it in an upward motion. And this is gonna really like draw the face upwards and make it look very contoured. A little bit on the forehead. And then I'm gonna take this brush. I like to use this to contour my nose a lot. It doesn't have a name, but I'm gonna take that Hoola bronzer and just dust off some product and then just lightly, right along the bridge of the nose, I just apply that because I want it to look skinny. That doesn't look bad though. Pat myself on the back. After I do a little bit of nose contour, I always will buff out with a fluffy brush of some sort and a little bit of like setting powder just to kind of minimize how dramatic that contour looks. I want it to look more like airbrushed. So I'll take some of my Charlotte Tilbury powder, and this is in the shade 2 medium. I like to set with this powder, but I'm gonna just take a little bit on my brush and just kind of diffuse that contour a little bit. Then it just kind of lightens it up. I'm gonna get rid of my powder here. And if you are more of the dry side, I wouldn't suggest baking because you might notice it makes you crease more. So, I mean, it's all preference really. Some people really prefer baking, some don't. I do it when I know I want my makeup to last all day. And when I know I'm gonna be like out in the sun, a little bit oily, then I like to bake to just kind of like set everything in. We are gonna go back into that Spark shade, that really pretty pink shade that we used. And I'm going to buff that along my lower lash line. And this brush is really good. It's just tapered, small brush. It allows me to buff out my lower lash line really well. It's just that. So I'm gonna kind of fuse that with the outer corner here. Then I'm gonna take that same shade and I'm gonna put it on my inner waterline. I don't have like an eyeliner that goes. So this works just as good, you guys. I'm going to go into that purple shade that we used earlier and I'm going to dust that. Any sort of like orangey pinks and purples, just, I'm like obsessed with any of those like color palettes together, just looks so beautiful together. So now I'm gonna add a little bit of blush. Today I'm using the Nars Blush in the shade Oasis, and it's just this really pretty purpley pink. It almost matches my backdrop, but this shade is gorgeous on the skin. This color is so pretty. And I used a Japanese brush. This brush I use for my blush. It's very, very good for blush. It's very fluffy. All right, and then I wanted to add just a pop of shimmer in the inner corner. So I'm actually gonna use a different color than I used in my Instagram because I just kind of want to be a little bit daring today. But this is a new liquid eyeshadow I picked up at Stila, and it is called Freedom. And it is this gorgeous like blue shade that I can't even describe to you guys. It's like, look at that. Woo! It's like blinding. So I'm just gonna take this tiny little pointed brush that I use for my inner corner highlight, and I'm just going to pick up that blue shade, and I'm gonna pop that on the inner corner to add just a little bit of fun highlight. Holy, look at that. And then just to really brighten up that shade, I'm going into this pretty color in the Dream Street palette. It is called Kaleidoscope, and it kind of has a little bit of blue specks, but it's like on the silver side. So I'm just gonna add that. All right, I'm gonna add a little bit of this Colourpop Wisp highlighter just with my finger to the high points of my face. I feel like my baby hairs are out of control today. This highlighter, you guys, is so like pigmented, but it just looks almost like it's melted into the skin. I love it. And then I'm gonna apply just a tiny bit down the nose. And then right on the Cupid's bow. And then I always like to add just like a touch on the chin. Then I'm gonna set the face with some MAC Fix Plus. This is what really makes all the colors kind of melt into the skin, and everything just looks so seamless and just perfect. All right, I'm gonna pop off the camera, add a little bit of mascara and lashes, and then I'll be back to finish with some lips. All right, so I applied some lashes and mascara, and now I wanna complete this look with some lips. So I feel like because the eyes are so vibrant, smoky, I feel like a nude is just has to go with this look. So I'm going to apply Nude Attitude. It is a just simple nude by Revlon to the lips. This is going to kind of create the base of our lips. And then I'm going to line the lips with some Cork lip liner by MAC. And then I like to kind of smudge it. And just kind of blend it into the lips so that it's not such a harsh line. You know, like back in the day, 90s, brown lip liner, white lipstick. I'm going to use this Curvy Nude Lip Gloss by Colourpop. Ooh, looking cute. All right, you guys, there you have it. That completes this look. I hope that you guys enjoyed this tutorial. And don't forget to like this video if you guys enjoyed this tutorial, liked how this look turned out. And also don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so. I so appreciate your guys' support. And I love you so, so much. I hope you have a fabulous weekend. I will see you in the next video. Love you guys.